It's been a long time coming. What is going on YouTube? If you guys are new here and you don't know who I am, my name is Jamison Davison. I think I want to start off by saying a thank you to my main followers and supporters and the new people who have joined our community and family. The fact that I look at my Instagram right now and there's over 30,000 people who are following my message and over 300 people in my broadcast channel that have the rich off mindset, knowing that you can only achieve what you believe that you can achieve, as corny as it sounds, but you really have to be delusional and have faith in yourself beyond what you think is naturally possible, right? And I want to start by telling you guys a little bit about who I am, where I'm from, what I've done. So let's get right into that. So if you've never seen me before, this is what I used to look like. I used to be 420 pounds at my heaviest weight, actually 423 pounds to be exact. And I was miserable. The way I was living my life just wasn't conducive to the dreams that I had in my heart, and it wasn't aligning with how I felt that I should look. I always knew that I was holding myself back, even when I was still doing it. To give you a little bit of context, like I always grew up as a heavier kid. I was always overweight. I was getting bullied in school from a young age. I lived in North Carolina until the age of 8. And when we moved up here, I started going to school in New Jersey, and it was not a warm welcome. It really wasn't. At first, I was, this annoying kid who grew up with nobody around him, no kids around me. I grew up all around adults out in North Carolina. And when I first came up here, I just wanted everyone to be my friend. And that just didn't go over so well. And I learned now that not everybody's meant to be your friend and not everybody's for you. But at that time when you're a kid, I had only child syndrome. So as things go on and I moved schools, I started to make a lot more friends, and I was still very overweight. But really the most significant, pivotal point in my life was when my grandfather passed away from cancer. He had colon cancer, and that was my best friend. Both of my grandparents they were my best friend. And when I lost my grandpa, it really changed a lot. And for some reason, I just felt like I had to play football because he loved football so much. I felt like that was my way of honoring him, was to do something and to play a sport. Now, as the years went on, it was my 5th grade summer, graduating, going to middle school. I started playing football, and they immediately put me on the 8th grade team because I was so big. I was just so much bigger than all the other kids. Overweight. I don't remember exactly how much I weighed at that time, but I was a heavy boy. And I couldn't run a lap. I could barely get a quarter of a way around the football field. And I'll never forget, for years and years, it was always, teammates running behind me, pushing me, trying to get me to, make it to the finish line to finish a lap. And it really wasn't until my freshman year, I want to say, of high school that I was actually able to run a lap, and it wasn't fast. So as the years went on through high school, I was still overweight, and it started to get better because I was playing football and taking it a lot more serious. And that was really my main driving goal for losing weight, was to be a better football player and to be able to go to college to play football. And I always got bullied for having man boobs. There's no other way to say it than gynecomastia, the medical term for it. I had really severe gynecomastia, and it was due to a hormonal imbalance that I had since birth due to my birthing situation. And I don't want to get too much into that because that's more like my private life. But yeah, so it was something that wasn't going to go away on its own. And from my junior to my senior year of high school, I made a decision that I was really going to lose weight. And I'm telling you guys this story now so that I can help some of you avoid making the same mistakes that I did. My idea for losing weight was to just stop eating. I decided that I was going to be eating a Belvita biscuit and a banana in the morning for breakfast and drinking Slim Fast shakes and all that good stuff. And I wasn't really consuming the right amount of food. And it really did start to mess with my mind. It started to mess with just a lot of things, like my mood and things like that. And I was taking supplements at the time too. And not that those are bad, but when you're not eating properly and conducively to how your body needs to be fueled, it's going to kind of have a bad effect on you. You can't get everything you need from supplements. You really do need to be eating real whole foods, whole grains, real protein, chicken, whatever. And the way I lost weight the first time was just not a good look. I ended up gaining all of that weight back and more. So I played my senior season in the best shape of my life, and then I graduated. When I graduated high school, I was on track to go to a D3 school here in Jersey called Rowan University. My financial aid could not cover what I needed to go to school, what I needed in order to go to school. And I was upset about it, but it worked in my favor because there were so many things that I would have never experienced, so many jobs that I had that I would have never had, and just overall my whole weight loss, I don't think that it would have went the way that it did if I would have went to school. My life would have been completely different. So I'm very grateful that that didn't work out. But at that time, I had worked my entire pretty much childhood and high school life like to be a college football player. So to lose that as my purpose and now have to find a new purpose was a whole different journey. And a bunch of other family things happened at that time. So it was really like hard on me for understanding like who I was now. And I feel like that aided in me gaining all that weight, as well as I had gone through a breakup at that time, and you know, that's never easy to deal with. So right around the time of that breakup, I had been at my heaviest weight, which is around that 420 pound mark. One of my best friends, Logan, I feel like I owe so much to him just for this one instance, this one statement. And at that time, if you would have asked me how I felt about it, I would have told you that I hated him because of what he said to me. But now looking back on it, if he didn't say this to me, I probably would not be where I am, or I most definitely wouldn't be where I am today, because he looked at me one day, we'd gone to the mall, and I tell everybody this story when they ask me what pushed me to lose 100 pounds. And it's not like that one statement pushed me to lose 100 pounds. It really just was that mental mantra that I kept the entire time, and I still keep to this day. We'd gone to the mall, we came home, and at this time, I'm only working out in his garage, right? And we work out, and I wasn't really going to the fullest of my abilities. I wasn't working out as hard as I know that I could have been pushing myself. And he says to me, yo, like, lift at my house, 9 o'clock, don't be late. And I said to him, just being funny, being an asshole, I was like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do if I'm late? And he looks at me, he said, do yourself a favor. Go in the house and look in the mirror and ask yourself if you wanna be late. And that one hurt. Like, even still to this day, like, I get chills about it. Not because I feel any type of way towards him, because of how powerful that statement was. And I sure as hell went and worked out, and I definitely wasn't late. And I don't think I said a word to him that workout. And it really changed the way that I started to go about my weight loss journey. That really was like a kick in the ass to get going and stuff. So fast forward a little bit, I decided to start working at LA Fitness because I had, you know, lost a little bit of weight now. I'd been going to the gym and doing my thing and been consistent, and you know, I wasn't that same heavy kid. I was still heavy, but not super duper fat. And actually, I'm a little bit wrong here. I was already working at LA Fitness, and then as I was fat, like really overweight, like 400 pounds, I'm working at LA Fitness trying to sell people gym memberships. And that really showed me the difference between how people will treat you when you're heavy versus how they treat you when you're fit. It was just two completely different experiences. Two different people got two different reactions. Basically, was working there while I was heavy and going to school at the same time. We were able to actually work out at the gym, and that helped out a lot because I was able to work out a little bit after hours while I was working there, and that gave me some extra time to use the sauna or, you know, just mess around and learn how to use things. So I definitely was blessed with that, to have that on my side, to have that advantage. Then COVID came around, and I decided that school wasn't for me, and that these people were telling me to go on YouTube and watch videos of how to do this and that, when I can go on YouTube and learn how to do this and that. And that's pretty much how I've taught myself how to do everything, is through self-education and learning off of YouTube and doing my own research and stuff. So I just didn't really see a point in me paying for school, or my family paying for school, when I'm learning the majority of this information from a free platform. So I continued to work out, I continued to go to work, and then right when COVID came around, obviously, it was actually the day of my birthday, they told us, I come in and he's like, hey, like, you know, you can go home, right? And I'm like, for my birthday? And he's like, no, we all just got laid off, like, we don't have a job anymore. I'm like, oh, fire, like, cool, because of COVID. And I just spent that time wisely working out and really getting after it. And my timeline may be a little messed up there, but I just spent a lot of time getting after it. And, you know, eventually it came to be around the time, again, where I had lost another 60 pounds. And my dad had always been an advocate for me about possibly getting the surgery to remove the excess skin, because he knew that that was really what was holding me back from being confident. And I get a little bit emotional about it because of how grateful I am for how hard my dad really pushed sorry. My dad had called the doctor and had told them my statistics, my height, my weight, and everything. And the doctor was like, nah, like, I don't think he's a good candidate for the surgery. I don't think that we'd be able to do that. I don't think that's a good idea. And my dad just like really went to bat for me and was like, please, like, just listen to this kid talk and listen to his story. And you will understand that he will put the work in, like he will do whatever it takes. He's a good candidate. Like, he's got a good head on his shoulders or whatever. And long story short, I had a meeting with that doctor, and Dr. Chris Godick from Personal Enhancement Centers in Toms River, New Jersey. And I guess the rest is history. You guys know that he agreed to do the surgery. We covered the costs, and he did help us out a little bit with that as well, which was very, very kind of him. As the years have gone on now, it's been 3 years since that, almost 3.5 years since that surgery. But leading up to that surgery, I still kept going. Like, he didn't tell me I had to lose any more weight in order to get the surgery. I told him, like, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. You know, I'm not gonna stop. And I think I lost maybe like 15, 20 more pounds before the surgery, got my surgery. And about 2 months after my surgery, I was back working out again. And I really didn't waste any time. It was really a month after, because there was no physical therapy or anything. And I kind of just did everything on my own. I was just very light, working out, light weights, resistance bands, doing what I could, walking on the treadmill, because I just didn't want to lose any of the progress that I had gained. I was terrified to lose the progress that I had gained. And after all that was said and done, 2 months goes by, and that's when I posted my first TikTok video. And it was me benching 225 18 times 2 months after having that surgery. Now, looking back at that, that was probably really, really stupid. But it's just what I was doing. That was my mentality. It still is my mentality. It's just to push through the adversity and push through the pain that you can push through. Don't hurt yourself more by constantly nagging at an injury or pushing an injury over and over again. But that's really where like the social media part started, and that's a good sum of my life, I guess, to give you guys the stuff that matters to my weight loss journey. As far as where I'm at now, right, 3.5 years post-surgery, I pretty much have full feeling back in my chest. There's still some numbness on my left side. Whatever numbness is there is just kind of gonna be there, but I'm very happy with the way my scars have healed. Now, over the past 3.5 years, that has still been a journey in and of itself, as far as like staying motivated through life's ups and downs with working out and following a diet. And the biggest thing I want to tell you guys is that the diet is the most important thing. And I am not always the best with my diet. I'm not always the best with, you know, making sure I don't eat certain foods or whatever, but I really do stay conscious of it. And it's that constant consciousness of what you're putting in your body that's going to help you lose weight, and it's going to help you reach your goals, right? So I feel like a lot of people fixate so much on what exercises should I do to lose weight. And my best advice is focus on what you're putting in your body first. If I could go back and change something, it would be focusing on the diet part before I focused on what I was gonna do in the gym. I feel like that's a huge, huge thing that a lot of people will look right over. And a lot of people message me, and the first thing that they're asking me about is what should I do as far as a workout goes. And I don't think that you should focus on the workout first. I think that you should become active, start going on walks, you know, wherever you are on the scale of what activity you can do that level of activity and push yourself. But it really starts in the kitchen. That amount of weight loss starts in the kitchen, and it starts with the right diet, making sure you're getting enough protein, enough carbohydrates, staying away from sugary drinks, because that's just adding calories into the mix for you that you are getting nothing from. Chips and all that bullshit, cut it out. Replace that stuff with fruits and vegetables and like good things. Like, I would much rather, at this point now, I've completely changed like my palate. Over time, you are going to see that your taste buds change. At least for me, I used to be a snacker. I would love to eat Doritos and just like gross, like really gross amounts of food. I was really, really bad. I would binge eat so bad, so unhealthy, so many cookies or whatever. And like now, I will eat an entire container of strawberries before I want to go and grab chips or something like that. Now, I love fruit and I love vegetables and I love to eat healthy. I love to try healthy foods and see if I like them. And it just really comes from knowing what that food does for me, as opposed to thinking about what it tastes like. Chia seed pudding is literally oat milk, chia seeds, and a little bit of honey, right? And it's got this weird texture to it, but it is so good for you. It is jam-packed full of things that, you know, are super beneficial for your body. And some people would stay away from it because of the texture. But me, on the other hand, like, I know that it's good for you, so I'll consume it. Just little things like that, and not being afraid to switch up your routine, because nothing's gonna change if you don't change, right? And it starts with your diet. So that's a little bit of context of like who I am and what I've done. Where I'm at now, doing this 75 hard, it's teaching me all over again that failure only comes once you quit. To give you guys some context, I started my 75 hard on May 1st, and I had a great first day. The second day, I went to Wyoming, I caught a flight, went to Wyoming, I was able to work out, did my thing, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the night, cool beans, whatever. The third day, I was not able to complete my workouts. We were working a lot, we went out to dinner, we did this, that, and the third, and I realized that I really started at a difficult time for myself. There was a lot of things going on and a lot of work to be done, and didn't really have that time to focus on myself. With where I'm at now, ever since I got home, and even the time while I was out there, like I kind of was just like, all right, I'm gonna do it when I get home. And ever since I got home, I never really declared like what was day one again. So looking at yesterday I feel like was my day one, because I went outside, I rode my bike to the gym, 6 miles there, did my workout, rode 6 miles back, wrote in my journal, read my book, drank a gallon of water, got like my work done and everything like that, took a progress photo, did everything that I'm supposed to do again. And I just feel like it's better for myself, not even for just you guys, but it's better for myself to keep myself accountable and know that May 14th was now my day one. So it's a little bit late, but I'm happy to still be doing it, and it is integrating into my life. I feel like I got like a week-long study period of doing these different things in my routine and still working out twice a day and doing this, that, and the third. But it kind of gave me time to like get used to it rather than just, you know, doing my normal once a day workout and drinking my water or whatever, and then just jumping into doing 2 workouts. Like I kind of now eased myself into it, which I feel like has made it easier for me to be successful with it. The last thing that I want to leave you guys with, that's just so you guys can know where I'm at with like my 75 hard. I have a mantra that I have stuck to the entire time for the past 3.5 years. I don't know why, again, like this is like a really like emotional experience for me to make this first YouTube video. I don't know why, it's just surreal, but this is how passionate I am about my mantra, that everything is unrealistic until it's not. Like, from getting bullied and having people saying all types of shit about me, fucking scoop dunking my titties, like all of that shit, to being this person that people look up to, and like, it's completely surreal. And I really mean that when I say that everything is unrealistic, absolutely everything. The fact that we carry around this phone every single day and it can answer every question that you want, AI, fucking whatever, electric cars that go 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, 1.5 seconds, that shit is unrealistic, but it's real. So look at yourself in the mirror. If there's somewhere where you want to be and you tell yourself like, nah, I can't do that. Why can't you do it? Because at the end of the day, if you're looking at yourself, you're like, it's really unrealistic that I'll be the person to be able to do that. You're the person that's telling yourself that, because everything else in this life is unrealistic until it's not, until somebody comes along and says, nah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it happen. And I know I'm not the only person in the world that's lost over 100 pounds, but it's a difficult feat, yes. And me being the person to do it, I can look at you and tell you that whatever it is that you want to do, if you want to gain 20 pounds of muscle, you want to lose 100 pounds. And social media has connected me with so many people who have lost even more weight than me and have even more inspiring weight loss transformations. You can really do whatever that it is that you want. Even with the social media, for me, like that shit was unrealistic, but I had faith in it and I believed in it. And I told myself, this is unrealistic until you make it happen, bro. And thanks to you guys showing support to me and my diligence of posting videos and sharing my story with you guys, it's not unrealistic anymore. I also just want to take a minute to share my gratitude to each and every one of you guys who reach out to me and let me know how much my story has inspired you. It means a lot to me, but it means the world to who I was 3 or 4 years ago, that what I have accomplished today impacts so many people positively, whether it's, you know, children, men, women, adults. People come up to me all the time or message me all the time, especially because now that my story is getting out there more. And they just tell me that my story has changed the way that they look at themselves or changed the way that they look at weight loss. And I hope to show each and every one of you that it's not going to happen overnight, and you don't have to be a special type of person. You just have to have a special type of faith in yourself. And that comes from showing up for yourself every single day, day in and day out, and doing what you said you were going to do. If you said that you were going to work out today, work out today. If you said that you were going to drink a gallon of water, drink that gallon of water. If you said that you were going to spend an hour working on a new project, like whatever it is, if you tell yourself you're going to do it, do it. And that builds trust between you and yourself. And the more that you can trust yourself, the more confident you will be in yourself. And that's something that took a long, long time for me to, understand. And through the repetitiveness of going to the gym, that was the way I was able to build my self-confidence and my self-image up. And I just want you guys to know that you're capable of doing it too. And as far as those of y'all who reach out to me and ask questions, I do sit and I do answer questions and I answer my DMs and stuff. But with this moment right now, I'm doing videography for a media agency with me and my friend. I'm also posting videos for you guys every day and still trying to keep up with myself, my family, my relationships. And it gets difficult, but as the time goes on, I feel like I'm gonna find a better management system and a better daily routine. Don't stop reaching out and don't hesitate. If you guys want me to make a specific kind of video, drop it in the comment section down below and I will read through them and see what it is that you guys want to hear from me. And hopefully my videos will answer that for you. Again, I can't express how grateful I am enough to each and every one of you guys and how much I love each and every supporter that takes the time to show love to my content and show love to me specifically. I hope to continue to make you guys proud, and I hope to continue to inspire those who need a little extra push. I appreciate you guys for sticking around for this video. I know it's a little long for the first one, but I really just wanted to get it out there and get it over with so you guys can know who I am and understand that my whole purpose behind this, even with the Get Ready With Me, is to show that us big boys and us bigger people, it's possible for you to lose the weight. And then on top of that, it's possible for you to look good in clothes, and don't be afraid to express yourself. And even right now, I'm gonna share just one little thing with you guys about how I deal with self-consciousness on a day-to-day basis. I recently just started riding my bike a lot more. There's those thoughts that pop in that are like, oh, like what if people are looking at you? What if they're laughing at you? What if they're making fun of how you look sitting on the bike? What if they're laughing at the tires being a little bit, the air like on the bottom looking like there's no, bro. Then I realized that shit doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter, because if they're making fun of somebody who is doing something to better themselves. And the reason they're doing that is because they're probably not doing things to better themselves, okay? I'm gonna make a shout out to my boy Colby, M3 Colby. I just watched his YouTube video, In Life of a Hybrid Athlete. Incredible video. But I took something away from that video that I've been sharing with people since the second I heard it yesterday. Booze don't block dunks. People heckling you don't stop you from winning. You stop you from winning when you let that shit in here. So huge shout out to Colby for that one. I've never heard it put that way. That's definitely gonna resonate with me throughout the rest of my journey. And remember that this is not something that ends the second you reach a target number on the scale. This is a forever lifestyle. You're making a commitment to yourself to change the way that you are. Again, I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.